Welcome to News of the Colonies. Breaking news, a crisis over tea.
The colonists are raging right now over the Tea Act passed by the Parliament.
Now we go to Molly, reporting from the aftermath of the Boston Tea Party.
Molly?
Thank you, Patricia and Devoyne. I'm currently standing in front of the Boston Harbor, where men from the Sons of Liberty allegedly dumped 342 chests of tea overboard into the harbor. Local colonists gathered to celebrate. Witnesses say that the men who boarded the ships and dumped the tea were disguised as Mohawks. Apparently, the East India Company did not listen to warnings of a brewing crisis in the colonies, and they sent tea. The 3 ships were sent to Boston. The royal governor here in Boston refused to allow the ships to leave, and the Sons of Liberty reacted. The king is not happy. Coming to you from Boston Harbor, I'm Molly.
Thank you, Molly.
I wonder if you could drink the seawater.
And here to talk to us about the aftermath of the Boston Tea Party, Alyssa.
I'm standing here in Boston where, as you might have noticed, the British have recently closed down the Boston Harbor. As King George realized Britain was losing control of the Patriots, he passed a set of laws. These harsh laws are intended to punish the people of Massachusetts for resistance of British laws. These coercive acts are preventing the food and supplies to arrive in the colonies from Great Britain. Also, these laws have banned at most town meetings in New England. The British are asking New Englanders to open their homes to shelter and feed their soldiers. With the shortage of food, colonists living in Boston are being asked to visit the Old North Church and collect any much-needed supplies that have been sent from surrounding colonies. A woman I spoke to earlier shared that she thinks these acts are violating our rights as English citizens. Our houses belong to us, and British does not have the right to take away our safe haven, our place of peace, our home. The British have so far ignored pleas and recently provided Quebec with some of our land west of the Appalachian Mountains. This is infuriating New Englanders, and they are now calling these acts the intolerable acts. And now, back to Patricia and Devoyne.
Our show is brought to you by Colonial Insurance.
Hello everybody, Austin here from Colonial Insurance. Today I have a special offer on horse insurance, 25% off for all horse incidents. If your horse dies of exhaustion, we'll replace it with a nice neat new one, like Sally here. If you order in the next 24 hours, we'll give you a free leather-handled whip. Horse insurance, better than British insurance.
The building tension between the colonies and Britain has led to a Congress meeting. To tell us more about the situation in Congress, Megan, reporting from outside the Congress building right now.
Thank you, Patricia and Devoyne. Good morning. This is a lovely morning in Philadelphia, where the new organization, the Continental Congress, is meeting. They meet here to represent colonial interests and challenge British control. Samuel and John Adams walked into the building an hour ago. As some of you may know, they are both from Massachusetts. I talked to Samuel Adams before he went inside. He told fellow reporters that he will be working on independence from Britain, and he is strong at voicing his opinion. I have just received word that the delegates made a statement demanding the repeal of 13 acts of Parliament. These acts violate the laws of nature, principles of the English Constitution, and several charters. Some people are saying that the delegates will boycott British trade and other colonists are arming themselves against the Redcoats. Back to you, Olivia.
That was very interesting, Megan. I think the colonists have the right to be angry.
I disagree, but I don't think that's what we're here to talk about.
No, it is not. Today we're here to talk about the Continental Congress.
55 delegates have gathered from all across the country except Georgia. They have come to discuss challenging British control.
What do they have against Georgia?
And now, Alice, to discuss this event after the break.
Do you have loved ones? Are they waiting in their homes in fear of being brutally attacked by the British soldiers?
Take a stand. There's a spot for everyone in the Continental Army.
The Continental Army, protecting America, protecting your family.
Join today. Visit your local town hall for more information. Welcome back to News of the Colonies. As you may have noticed, there are many more British troops in Boston. In fact, there are several thousand. This sudden increase is due to King George announcing to Parliament that the New England colonies were in a state of rebellion and that blows must decide to control America. The militia in Massachusetts should be concerned about the arms and ammunition stored in Concord. In a press conference today, Thomas Gage, General of the British troops in Boston, said he will seize and destroy all the artillery and ammunition they can find. Hopefully this will all end well. Alice Butcher reporting live in Boston. Back to the newsroom, Devoyne and Patricia.
I think I see a war coming together. What about you, Devoyne?
I think we need to look at the things that have been happening. More specifically, the militias that have been gathering in New England.
Yes, I just overheard that apparently there's a battle taking place right now between the militias and the Britain.
Rosie's on the spot to talk about the first of many battles between the British and the colonists.
You can't be sure of that, Devine.
We will wait and see.
Thank you, Devine. I'm standing here at the North Bridge in Concord where the first shots were fired starting the revolution. Early this morning, British General Thomas Gage sent 700 soldiers to destroy weaponry colonists had stored in Concord. General Gage also planned to arrest Samuel Adams and John Hancock. Dr. Joseph Warren learned of General Gage's plans. Dr. Warren had sent Paul Revere to warn the colonists of British plans. April 18th, Paul Revere hung 2 lanterns in the North Church to warn the British were coming by sea. He said he would hang lanterns 1/5 by land, 2/5 by sea. Paul Revere rode to Lexington to warn Adams and Hancock. Colonists expected a fight with British. Colonists prepared by forming a militia called the Minutemen. When British soldiers reached Lexington, Jonas Parker and 75 armed Minutemen met them. British killed 8 Minutemen and injured many others. When British soldiers headed back to Boston, Minutemen attacked along their way. Minutemen wounded 174 British soldiers and killed 73. In the days of fighting, 49 Patriots were killed and 39 were wounded. Now back to you, Devine.
Well, that sure was something.
Yeah, it sure was. Do you think there will be any more battles?
Well, I'm not sure about this point, but we have a professional here to talk to us.
Who?
Austin.
Hello, Austin reporting from the outskirts of Lake Champlain. After what happened at Lexington and Concord, the famous Captain Benedict Arnold of the Connecticut Militia was authorized to raise 400 men to seize a big fort of Ticonderoga on Lake Champlain. Ticonderoga has all of the Redcoat military supplies. In other news, the committee called for volunteers to join the militia. The colony militia settled around Boston. For now, the war is a standstill. American forces and Britain forces are waiting for the next move.
Well, Humpty Dumpty really is falling down on Bunker Hill while it's getting very bloody there.
But first, a quick commercial break. And let me tell you, I really like the next advertisement. It's about taxing tea.
When I find myself in colonial trouble, I decide to drink some tea, but it's being taxed by Britain ridiculously. And though the tea is yummy, these taxes are just killing me. Britain is so lame, they're stinky. Tax the tea, tax the tea, tax the tea, tax the tea. King's taking all our money, let's tax the tea.
Thank you, Patricia and Devine. Hello, I'm Hunter. Today on June 16, 1775, about 1,200 militiamen under the command of Colonel William Prescott, the heavy Breed's Hill across the harbor from Boston. The British decided to drive the Americans from their strategic location. The next day, the Redcoats assembled at the bottom of Bunker Hill. Back to you, Devine.
That is one fight going on there. We'll keep you updated, but first we have the weather with Kaylee.
Today is Tuesday, July 2nd, 1776. It is cloudy with occasional wind. High temperature 51, low of 34.
The weather is definitely interesting, to say the least.
Yes, it was, Devine, and so is this commercial break.
Are you tired of changing your baby's diapers?
Are you tired of being constantly harassed by your family?
Do you want a place to relax, drink a few beers, and just get away from everything?
If you're in need of a drink and you said yes to either of these, then come on down to Ye Old Shower Handle where you can enjoy our fresh brewed beer and a complimentary game of darts.
You may be wondering, what if I can't walk back home? Well, if that's the case, we offer complimentary village rides from our very own horses.
So come on down to Ye Old Shower Handle today.
Great beer for a good colonist.
We're back with Calvin talking about what, Patricia?
Calvin is talking about choosing sides, Devine. Are you a patriot, neutralist, or loyalist? That's the big question right now.
Thank you, Devoyne. Today's story, bringing on choosing sides. Americans faced with a major decision, Britain or freedom. A young colonist has told me to choose between patriots or loyalists, freedom or rule. The patriots wish to bring freedom to the colonies and America from the unnecessary taxes and regulations, which have many patriots and colonists outraged. Loyalists, in other news, did and had not thought that unfair regulations and taxes was a proper reason to rebel, and so they prepared for war. The patriots have made a vow to fight till America's independence is won. This has been Choosing Sides. I'm Calvin Gundry, live from the town hall. Back to you, Devoyne.
I think I'm an neutralist. What about you, Patricia? Well, I think that speaks for itself, and Antonio is here on the case about people like you, Patricia.
Dedicated bread eaters?
No, patriots. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Are you sore or sluggish in the morning? Yes.
Do you need a place to relax?
Yes.
Do you need a place to relax and have a nice cup of coffee?
Yes.
Come down to our top quality coffee house.
Okay, where is this coffee house?
128 Colonial Drive. You won't regret coming here. We have so many varieties.
What are their choices?
You can get some tea, bread, and pastries. It is all so good.
Can I try some?
Of course.
Wow, this is really good. We told you.
Come on down to our coffee shop and try it for yourself.
Man, now I want some bread.
I do too. My mouth is watering.
Back to the news, Patricia. Many delegates are gathered in Philadelphia to participate in another Continental Congress. They'll be discussing issues such as the challenging British control and the looming war.
Yes, do you think there's going to be another war?
You know, Patricia, I'm not really sure at this point, but my odds are there will be a war.
Yes, and actually we have a professional reporter at the Congress right now. Antonio?
Thank you, Patricia. The Second Continental Congress came together for the first time today. Among the delegates who are here today at this meeting are John and Sam Adams, Patrick Henry, Richard Henry Lee, and George Washington, all who attended the First Continental Congress. Although we did see some new faces of some significance entering the courthouse behind me. These are Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, and John Hancock, who is now rumored to be the president of the Second Continental Congress. They have spoken to the media telling us of their plans to open a post office and to create committees for communicating with natives and other countries. Probably most surprising is the rumor that they are going to form a Continental Army commanded by George Washington. Lastly, we have heard of plans to put forward a petition requesting freedom from the king. We will continue to keep you up to date on the Second Continental Congress news. Back to you, Devoyne.
After the Continental Congress meeting, the colonies were decided on the war.
Yes, the colonies are working right now to get the army up and running.
I heard all about that. They're doing well as far as I'm concerned. They have soldiers and many other supplies.
Let's bring it to Alexa.
Thank you, Devoyne and Patricia. Congress learned that the British troops were invading New York, so the Americans decided to attack the British before they could attack New York. The attack on Quebec, led by Benedict Arnold, failed. Washington noticed the size of the militia growing, but they lacked leadership, discipline, and organization. He decided to take charge and shape the armed civilians into an army. Then, on March 1776, Washington deemed the Continental Army ready to fight. Now back to the newsroom with Devoyne and Patricia.
And our sponsors bring this show to you.
Oh, I'm so lazy. I have no energy.
Want some sugar?
It's so good. Sure.
Want some more?
No thanks.
Have some anyway! Wow, this really works!
Are you a colonist? Are you lonely? Are you sitting home at night staring at the walls? Are you looking for love like I once was? Well, if you are, then you want to come down and call me. Me, Mark the colonist. I can fix you up. If love is what you're looking for, give me a call. Tall girls, short girls, it does not matter. I have them all. Big boys, short boys, I have them for everybody. Mark the colonist will hook you up.
The colonies are really pushing independence right now, as they have been discussing Thomas Paine's Common Sense pamphlet.
Let me guess, we have a reporter for this?
Yes, of course. Here's Hannah.
Thank you, Patricia and Devoyne. Our next story is about the growing support for the position of absolute independence. A new pamphlet was recently published called Common Sense. Its bold language has influenced a great deal of colonists to become patriots. The pamphlet by Thomas Paine was released in early 1776. At the last Continental Congress meeting, among the spirit and debate, a question arose. Should the colonies declare themselves an independent nation or not? Richard Henry Lee had the answer to this question. He stated that the colonies ought to be free and independent states. Later he said that the political connection between us and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved. The Congress debated this subject for hours. Many delegates pronounced that we're not ready to become separate from Britain. These delegates were positive that British would win the war and crush our soldiers. They finally agreed that the war had already begun and drafted out a document they're calling the Declaration of Independence. Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, Robert Livingston, and Roger Sherman wrote this document. 12 colonies voted for Lee's resolution, and New York finally agreed to show its support. On July 4th, 1776, some changes were made to the document, and it was finally approved. Now back to Patricia and Devoyne.
Wow, now us colonists really are going to report the final push for independence.
What? A letter to the king?
Exactly. People are gathered in buildings signing that letter right now.
Wow, let's go see what's going on there. Grace is on the case.
Top news for today, Liberty has won. I am now reporting as a citizen of the United States of America for the first time. A day that will go down in history, July 4th, 1776, the first day of a new country. To mark an event like this, our founding fathers today signed the Declaration of Independence. This document was written by Thomas Jefferson. He declared what it is to be an American. Clearly outlined our rights and our restrictions can be read in this document. This was signed by 56 delegates representing all 13 colonies to unite as one nation. The written statements in the Declaration of Independence declares us free from taxation without representation from Great Britain. Today in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, we declared our freedom to not be ruled over. As fellow citizen of the United States of America, I say good day and enjoy your independence.
Hey Mark, where do you go for a good cheese sandwich in this town?
I go to Emily's Fun Time Tavern.
Why do you go way over there?
It has the best grilled cheese sandwich I've ever had.
You're right.
Absolutely, I'm right. So, the next time you're in town, Emily's Fun Time Tavern, give me a grilled cheese sandwich or give me death. Emily's Fun Time Tavern. 2 for 1 night on Thursdays.
We just wanted to thank you for watching our news today. We really couldn't do this without you guys. You viewers are awesome.
Thank you so much and have a great night.
We just want to thank you.
You're doing a roller
This is the last thing. Okay. We just wanted to thank you for watching our show tonight.
Are you alright?
Yeah.
Alright, keep it together.
Okay, stop.
Am I Molly? We got yogurt on it.
Stop it. Stop it. Okay.
What?
It's the flag.
Recording.
I don't know. Okay. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Oh, I'm so lazy. I have no energy.
No, it's you. Want some sugar?
No.
Just start over now.
Okay,
You go. You want some sugar, and I'll say it's so good.
Okay,
And she goes, no
go.
thanks. Okay. Wait, me?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm so lazy and have no energy.
Want some sugar? It's so good.
Sure.
Want some more?
No thanks.
Wow, it's really worked! We're done.
Okay, guys.
You know what you should do? You should put his crest in
Just
the
do an
back.
empty strip club.
I can get a big day for her. That one for you.
Oh God.
Okay, we're going.
Pretty.
Thank you, Devoyne. Today's story, bring on choosing sides. Americans faced with a major decision.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. This is not a judgmental group.
Okay, you guys are good.
Okay, so thank you, Devoyne. Today's story, bringing on choosing sides. Americans faced with a major decision. Britain or rule. Well, I should say.
That's it right here.
Thanks for everyone in their underwear.
No.
Are you tired of changing your baby's diapers?
Are you tired of being constantly harassed by your family?
Do you want a place to relax, drink a few beers, and just get away from everything?
If you feel in need of a drink or you said yes to either of these, then come on down to Ye Old Shower Handle, where you can enjoy a complimentary game of darts and our fresh brewed beer.
You may be wondering, what if I can't walk home? Well, that's the case. We offer free village rides from our very own horses.
Wait, me and Caitlin want to film ourselves.
Okay, sure. Spill all my drink.
Just ready? I want to watch.